right. Good morning. It's Funky Friday on the Morning Night Live. I'll turn the funk down a little bit, but not too much, because I'm enjoying a little bit myself. Oh, I should probably put the chat on the screen. How y'all doing today? Happy Friday. I had a lovely evening last night. I had a date, but not with Lady Boomer. Now, not that I would not love to have a date with my lovely wife, but I had a date with a girl who's so gorgeous, who's so wonderful, who's so sweet, and kind of quiet while I was there. She was a little quiet, but I enjoyed the date. Yes! I had a date with my granddaughter. Oh, and it was absolutely delightful. My daughter, my son-in-law, got to have a few extra hours of sleep, and I got to hang out with the most beautiful little girl in the world. Yes, it was wonderful. And I hope I didn't throw any of you off. No, I was not cheating on Lady Boomer. Well, I kind of was, because that girl is awesome, and I'm very happy. And so, basically, though, I as I predicted, and this is kind of funny. I predicted that if I went over there and just let them have a little break, I told my wife I'd laugh my ass off if that girl sleeps the whole time I'm there. And she pretty much did. I had to wake her up to feed her because she was just sleeping too long. But it was a great time. Just holding that little girl makes me so happy. And boy, I love my granddaughter, I love my daughter, my son-in-law, and Lady Boomer, and my son, and his girlfriend. And we're excited. We're a very lucky family. So anyway, today I want to talk about misinformation. I got a stream taken down. I just found that out this morning. And I'm annoyed as hell, because you know how much care I take not to, upset the YouTube gods. And apparently I had to go through the whole stream to figure out what it was, because I okay, so here's what they took it down for. They said misinformation regarding the 2020 election. And here, I can actually go get this. I'm going to turn this down a little more so that I can hear myself and I can hear you. You're not talking, but anyway. So so here, let me go on YouTube here. I'll show you what it says. I'll tell you what it says. It was in my email. It kind of bummed me out. Let me go find. Where is it? Oh shit. Good God. Okay, I'm just looking at some of the. Sometimes I wonder these suggestions I get, because I don't really. Well, anyway. Give me a moment. Why isn't that doing anything? I'll tell you what. Here's what I will do. I will. Oh, here it is. I got a community guideline strike. It wasn't a strike, though. It's a warning. I got a warning. And what it says, it says, misinformation, policy violated, misinformation, content that advances false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches change the outcome of the United States 2020 presidential election is not allowed on YouTube. Now, I think I figured out what sentence got me in trouble. It was from one of the articles, and in fact, it was an article that wasn't about the election at all. It was about the anniversary of the lockdowns, right? But there was a line in there that was talking about the elections, and I avoided part of it because I knew that it wouldn't be tolerated by YouTube. But there was one sentence out of a 90-minute live stream that I believe got the entire live stream taken out. Rather than give me the opportunity I could have just deleted it. It was a throwaway line in an article that I was reading of someone else's opinion that I was not, whatever. And So I got to thinking, wow, misinformation. Well, there's been a lot of misinformation going around by a lot of mainstream media outlets, and I'm pretty sure that none of their misinformation gets taken down. In fact, I guarantee you there's misinformation from all sorts of mainstream media outlets that they're trying to curry favor with on some of these platforms. That is, you could find it all over the place. I could go and find thousands of just completely false information, blatantly false. And in fact, we had an issue that's coming up as of a couple days ago that the New York Times is admitting what they did was misinformation. That all these media outlets lied about a certain aspect of the 2020 presidential election. That a over 100-year-old newspaper got their Twitter account suspended over a news organization. One of the longest running newspapers in the United States of America got their Twitter account suspended for. And now we look back at the other paper in that city, which is apparently a reliable source, although they put out a lot of misinformation too. They confirmed what the other paper said. And we're going to talk about it today because there's all kinds of turn the music down. What are you talking about? Is it really loud? Oh, why is it doing that? That's weird. I did turn it down. Is that better? Are you okay now? We can't hear you because the music's too loud. Oh, well, don't call me boomer. Anyway, I'm not going to play the music during the show anyway. Like Somnambule Nation says, you can't stop the funk, y'all. So anyway, that's the topic today on the Morning Night Live. Johnny, please play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Knight.
All right, stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I am your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel. It's Friday, the 18th of March, 2022. And I'm glad you're here with me today. I'm glad I'm still here. That email I got from YouTube kind of shook me a little bit. I'm like, what the hell? I'd go to great lengths not to get out of favor with these jackholes on YouTube. And so it kind of annoyed me that they had this they gave me that damn it's not a strike, it's a warning. They gave me a warning over some shit that is just ridiculous. A single line in a 90-minute live stream. It's one sentence. I guarantee it's one sentence because I didn't say anything else about it. Oh. Anyway, let's say good morning to the troops and get this shot started. First in the chat today is Avocados Diablo, who gets the bell. And thank you for being here, sir, as you most often are. I appreciate you. Also, good morning, Tyre Alexander, Mike Savage, Blarg. Zablaze in the house. Nice to see you. I've been wondering where you've been. Nice to have you back. Also, good morning to Select a Boy. Yeah, boy. And the Boomer Killer, James Colley. That's your new nickname. Also, good morning to Aaron Meredith. Somnambule Nation. Good morning also to Let's see, who else? Did I already said Tyre? Yeah, I did. Because you were up there, right? Yes, you were. Okay, also, good morning to, who else is here? Oh, D.I. Freighter watches in the house. Septus Wolf, nice to see you. Chicago Mike, ZZA. Also, good morning. I don't know why I did that. Also, good morning to Woodcutter. I turned the music down. I got you. Spidey Man's in the house. Good morning. Also, let's see. Advocates down. I said Advocates down, but you were first. Natasha Kayleen. What's up, my friend? Good morning. Also, good morning to Nobody Not Me, Data Wasteland, Lord Stanhope, Dumb Beard, and I wonder if Shy Gon's in the background. I'll say hi to Shy Gon even though I don't see it yet. Good morning, y'all. Nice to have you in the house. He was working mornings, but my shift changed, so now I can be present. Well, thank you. Nice to have you back. I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you're back, and I hope you're, like I said, you know what I'm talking about. I hope you're doing well. Anyway, first of all, as I went onto Twitterland, I noticed that, speaking of misinformation, I noticed that Kyle Rittenhouse is trending this morning, and because Kyle Rittenhouse, he put a little funny on YouTube, or not YouTube, excuse me, put a little funny on Twitter this morning. And so here's what Kyle Rittenhouse posted. Now, there's a special kind of stupid to the reactions, and I have to laugh. But so here's Kyle Rittenhouse on Twitter. Okay, he put this up. He put this up on Twitter today. A little meme. He says, "No, it's not Lemonheads. It's the burning hole in my pocket. Thanks to a Joe Biden presidency." And now, if you're familiar with the picture, Aaron, let's see.
That's right, run.
Okay, now. Oh, you can't see it, damn it. Let me show it to you again. Sorry about that. Yes, James Colley, shut up. Okay, here it is, right here. He put this up.
That's right, run.
All right, now let's discussing that. Yeah. Oh, I did. Yes, I saw the women's swimming championship. And yeah, we're beyond redemption. Let's stick with Kyle here first. So this is what he put up, okay? And there's people upset about it. And first of all, he didn't make the video. Okay? Funny video by the meme master known as Der Fanzer. Whoever Der Fanzer, well, here's Der Fanzer. Let's check out Der Fanzer, who is one who puts up memes, and this is his, I'll leave this up in case you want to see a meme master at work. He posts a lot of memes, and okay, he's just full of memes. Anyway, so you want to check out his work. It'll be in the link down below. But anyway, so this has people, this has people shook. Like I said, I've used the word shook already, so let's use it again. And so here's what's happened. This knothead named Ron Filipkowski tweets this nonsense. Rittenhouse just put out this video reenacting the crying incident during his trial while complaining about Biden causing high gas prices. Now, this guy is a special kind of stupid. First of all, he's not reenacting it. And he figured it out later. Apparently, this is a meme created using footage from his trial, which Rittenhouse then posted with his comment about Biden's gas price. So he figured out that because he said, let's see, when was this? When did he post this? He originally posted it. An hour later, he figured out that it wasn't him reenacting anything. This is a special kind of stupid. First of all, clearly this is from the trial if you watch the trial, but maybe this asshole didn't watch the trial. So that could be it. But could this tweet here be classified as misinformation? I think it could be because it is misinformation. It may not be disinformation. I don't know what the difference between disinformation and anyway, who cares? So Jackhole here then an hour later goes, oh, apparently it's a meme created using footage from his trial, which Rittenhouse then posted in his comment about Biden gas prices post. And oh, there's some stupid people. There's some stupid people out there. So anyway, and also he didn't make that himself. Somebody else posted it. He reposted it. Okay, which is fine. You know, as much shit as he took during that whole ordeal. Good morning, Jaeger Pony, my favorite Canadian. So what? Okay, he's now this person, Katie S. Fang, who quote tweeted Ron Filipakowski's tweet of this, that he said, put out a video reenacting the crying incident. Apparently doesn't know it's a meme either. And so she put, if you are a Rittenhouse jury, you must really feel special right now. Now, appropriately.
That's right, Ron.
Appropriately, she is getting dragged. It's a Photoshop. Are you serious? Here's a thought to Rittenhouse. Go away, pick up a book and learn economics 101. Oh, this is somebody who's, oh, it's not Joe Biden's fault. It's not Joe. Don't leave Joe Biden alone. I realize it's supply and demand, not a president mainly responsible for the rise and the fall of gas prices. Well, you know, maybe we should just drill, right? Anyway. And then there's still people out here. There's a certain mindset in parts of the U.S. that believe he did the right thing. If you live in the South like I do, people see him as a hero. Well, yeah, he protected himself. But then we got this woman. Where's the understanding that he killed people? Yes, he did kill people who were attacking him and wanted to kill him. They were threatened by a man with a gun. He came to kill people who thought different than he did. He was not trained to be a policeman. It was not legal. It was not legal for him to own a gun. Even if you disagree with the cause, this is wrong. You're a special kind of moron who did not watch the trial. Unbelievably misinformed. Unbelievably. You check out Illinois gun laws. See you on the gun before you defend a murderer. You clearly have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe go back and watch the entire trial instead of relying on people playing telephone. There we go. All right. Anyway, I don't normally do my replies on Twitter here, but and my typing skills suck. So anyway, I just find it humorous that there's thousands of replies here. He's trending because of this, and because people are so stupid that they don't realize this is a fucking meme. Regarding libs and replies, think this is Kyle Rittenhouse reenacting his breakdown on the stand and say this proves it was an act or a new trial, and a new trial will now lock him up along with civil cases. They don't know what a meme is. I'm not kidding. Go look. Anyway, it's funny and it's sad in the same way. So enough about Kyle Rittenhouse, because that's not what I want to talk about today. What I really want to talk... Oh, Isabella's in the house. Hi, dear. Good morning, boys and girls. I hope everything is well. I'm going to wear my SHSS Kyle Saved Beauty Supplies store. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure you will tell us. Yes, because Putin is president of the United States of America, not Biden. That's why it's his fault gas prices are so damn high. Yes, it is Putin's fault. Even though gas prices were up $1.40 before any military incursion happened in Ukraine, or even before they started the buildup. But yeah, it's Putin's fault. The last 75 cents, maybe because of the incursion. By the way, okay, let me ask you something, people, and my chat and whatnot. This is a serious question. Is this perhaps the minor incursion that Joe Biden was talking about? Or has this gone beyond the minor incursion Joe Biden's talking about? I'm just curious. Is this the minor incursion that he said, well, if it's just a minor incursion, well, we don't know what we're going to do, blah, 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 blah. I think this is beyond the minor incursion. I'm just, I'm serious. I'm serious. Oh, they don't understand the concept of double jeopardy. Well, yeah, and they don't understand that what memes are. Clearly, if you watch the trial, it wasn't, first of all, Philip Bukowski, or whatever his name is, calling it a reenactment is just fucking embarrassing. Just embarrassing. It's clearly taken from the trial. And if you look at the gas arm, here, look, I'll show you again. Even if it's a reenactment, well, did anyone notice that the suit color of the arm is different than the suit color that he's wearing? This is a outtake from the trial, and even the audio. Do you think the judge? If it's a reenact, oh, you can't even see it. There it is. Gray suit, dark blue suit. Gray suit, dark blue suit. Gray suit, dark blue suit. Anyway, and even the audio. Do you think Judge Schroeder, whatever the hell his name was, do you think Judge Schroeder standing over the side of him at the gas station while he's reenacting the video, the crying? What a bunch of dumbasses. These are stupid people. Stupid people. Stupid people. All right, let's get into what I really want to talk about today. By the way, a couple quick thank yous before I get started here. Thank you to Somnambule Nation for tweeting out the show, as you often do. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And I just retweeted you. Also, Nobody Not Me for retweeting the show, and so on and so forth. That's everyone so far. Please, a couple things to think about while we're whatever the hell I'm doing here. One, I do have a couple reparations in the Trail Stop Tavern Cup today. Not sure if we'll be doing a Trail Stop stream, though. My wife took an overnight bag with her to go visit the daughter today. My wife's taking a day, too, where the girl and my son-in-law can get some rest, also do some errands and stuff. And my wife took an overnight bag just in case. She wants to help them get some sleep. And so if there's a Trail Stop stream tomorrow, it may be solo. Who knows? Anyway. Richo, my friend from Down Under's here. Good. Well, for you, good early morning, sir. Appreciate you. All right. Let's talk about the laptop. Speaking of misinformation. Oh, Black Hebrew Israelites in the house.
That's right.
Nice to see you, sir. 1 a.m. Saturday. Started my beers. Work over LOL Lord's Day. Oh, yes. Yes. Please, you can, in fact, Richo, cheers. We'll just clink there. I'm sure you have a big old glass stein full of ale, and I've got my cup of reparations coffee. All right, let's get into this thing with the laptop, because as you know, in fact, this is actually, I'm a little bit shocked. This is in the Twitter trends today, and the only reason I'm shocked is because Twitter tends to, let's just say they tend to hide things that are bad for the president, but it's number 2 trending topic today on Twitter, which it should be. Okay, now there's a whole bunch of people, making excuses, but let's get into this. Let's get into the big story of the last day or so. New York Times article details the Justice Department's inquiry into Hunter Biden's business dealings, including emails between him and his associate obtained by the publication from a cache of files that appears, and this is funny, this is a quote, and probably from the New York Times article, from a cache of files that appears to have come from a laptop abandoned by Mr. Biden in a Delaware repair shop. Now, remember, this is the article that the New York Post got in big trouble for, right? In fact, I will put an archived article version of the article from the New York Times here, but I may dismiss their article a little bit. Well, no, I won't, because I wanted to read some of it. But the idea that this happened during the presidential election, right? And nobody in the media, except for the New York Post, really didn't want to talk about it. Didn't want to investigate it. Didn't want to go into it because it would have been bad for one of the candidates. The candidate that they preferred. So in the article, this is I don't know why this is only archived an hour ago. Oh, because people it must have had some changes. So now notice how they notice what they do here. This is the New York Times article. Hunter Biden paid tax bill, but broad federal investigation continues. Wow, is that the big story? That's the headline? Hunter Biden paid his tax bill. Oh, yay! Yay! Hunter Biden paid his tax bill. More like the Justice Department inquiry into the business dealings of the president's son has remained active, with a grand jury seeking information about payments from around the world. Yeah, payments around the world. You know, I know that there was a big thing about something about the big guy, and where some of the payments will be going is dealings in many places. And the headline is Hunter Biden paid his tax bill. Hilarious. Well, gosh, good for him. Good for him. Well, here we go. In the year after he disclosed a federal investigation into his, quote, tax affairs, end quote, in late 2020. What else happened? What 2020? That sounds familiar. Oh my gosh, I don't know if this is going to be considered misinformation to YouTube, but it is in the New York Times, a trusted source of news. YouTube, am I going to get in trouble for this one too? Just curious. In the year after he disclosed federal investigations into his tax affairs in late 2020, President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, paid off a significant tax liability, even as a grand jury continued to gather evidence in a wide-ranging examination of his international business dealings, according to people familiar with the case. Oh, God, here we go. People familiar with the case. That's always a great source. Mr. Biden's failure to pay all his taxes has been the focus of an ongoing Justice Department investigation. While wiping out his liability does not preclude criminal charges against him, the payment could make it harder for prosecutors to win a conviction or a long sentence for tax-related offenses. Well, he just happens to be the son of the President of the United States, so I'm pretty sure they're not going to get too deep into it until the new administration. Which, who knows when that's going to happen, it won't be under the Kamala Harris administration in 2023, but who knows after that. Okay, you have to go back to a couple other videos when I talk about when she's going to become president. Good morning, Midnight in Exile, and Nobody Not Me. Okay, so, but it could make, the payment he made could make it harder for prosecutors to win a conviction or a long sentence for tax-related offenses, according to tax law experts. Since juries and judges tend to be more sympathetic to defendants who have paid their bills. Oh, really? are they now? I could have sworn there's a big old probe into someone named the former president of the United States with funny hair. I'm sure that this is, oh my goodness gracious. But Mr. Biden's taxes is just one element of the broader investigation stemming from the work he did around the world. Hunter Biden is a Yale-educated lawyer and crack fiend. Sorry, did I add a couple extra words in there? I meant crackhead. His professional life has intersected with his father's public service. Intersected. That's an interesting way to put it. Including working as a registered lobbyist for domestic interests, and while his father was vice president, pursuing deals and clients in Asia and Europe. Oh, Asia. That's interesting. You mean China?
China is asshole.
Do you mean Ukraine? A country he probably couldn't find on a map before he became an executive on the board of a Ukrainian energy company and an industry that he had no experience in, while his father was vice president of the United States, who just also happened to be, for whatever God unknown reason, was the guy who's going to be the envoy to Ukraine on behalf of the White House in the presidential administration of Barack Obama. Oh, excuse me, the Obama-Biden administration. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Now, as recently as last month, the federal grand jury heard testimony in Wilmington, Delaware, from two witnesses, one of whom was a former employee of Hunter Biden, whose lawyer was later subpoenaed for financial records that reflected money Mr. Biden received from a Ukrainian energy company. The investigation, which began as a tax inquiry under the Obama administration, widened in 2018 to include possible criminal violations of tax laws, as well as foreign lobbying and money laundering rules, according to people familiar with the inquiry. Oh, but prosecutors face a number of hurdles to bring in criminal charges. The people familiar with the investigation said they love these people familiar with the investigation, or familiar with the inquiry, or familiar with all the other bullshit, including proving that Mr. Biden intentionally violated the Foreign Agents Registration Act, or FARO, which requires disclosure to the Justice Department of lobbying or public relations assistance on behalf of foreign clients. Wow, isn't that what Paul Manafort went to jail for? I could have sworn that was the same thing, wasn't it? Oh, did he intentionally violate the Foreign Registrations Act? Who knows? Who knows? There's something due any day. I don't know if he'll pay all of his tax. Something in that laptop knows it just blows. Well, he does blow. Send him a fax. But prosecutors face a number of hurdles. I already said that. The Justice Department has given no public indication that has made decisions about any element of the case. Oh, you mean the Biden Justice Department with his lackey head, Merrick Garland? Y'all better get his fucking special counsel on this one, because this is, you know, Merrick Garland ain't touching this. While the puppets that run the country have Joe Biden as the president. My president, by the way. Joe Biden is my president, YouTube. I'm not saying that he's not my president. He won the election fair and square. Oh my gosh, it was the greatest, the most popular president in history. I'm just saying. So anyway, Mr. Biden's lawyer, the Justice Department, and the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware, which is overseeing the investigation, all declined to comment. Well, shocker. Well, of course they're not going to comment. Merrick Garland's probably in there holding Biden's hand while they interview him. Anyway, so now, for President Biden... Oh, for President Biden, the long-running case is both politically and personally fraught. Hunter Biden's work for Burisma Holdings, the Ukrainian energy company, became a flashpoint in his father's race in 2020 against President Donald Trump and helped set off the events that led to Mr. Trump's first impeachment. Oh, Yeah. Is that why it's politically and personally fraught for Joe Biden? Oh no, because there's some emails in there. There's some emails talking about 10% for the big guy. Who's the big guy? Of course, that was the China ones. That was China.
China is asshole.
But, you know, the elder Mr. Biden now oversees the Justice Department that's carrying out the investigation. Oh, that sounds like a conflict of interest to me. Special counsel. Can you say it with me? Can you say special counsel? I knew you could. And Hunter Biden, who in recent years has pursued a career as a painter. Yes, his pieces of art are going for $500,000 each. I can't imagine how great of a painter Hunter Biden is. I wonder if there's any, you know what, and I haven't ever really checked. I've never really checked if there's any examples of Hunter Biden artwork. Let me see. Hunter Biden artwork. Let's see if there's any photos of Hunter Biden's artwork. Oh, there's one. Hunter Biden's abstract art to sell. This is now actually, you know what? Look, and I'm not joking here. This is a very interesting piece that I'm seeing here. Now, there's a lot of artists in the world, right? Who actually pursued art as a career. But this is actually interesting to me, this abstract piece of art here. And I don't know how big it is or whatever, but it is a very interesting piece, an abstract flowers in a vase. But $500,000? Holy shit. There's one. Let's see if there's anybody here. Is this this looks like, oh no, that's not it. That's a cartoon. Someone making fun of the whole situation. Let's see. Are there any others here? Is this him? Oh no, that's not it. Let me see here. Let me go back to this picture here. Let's go to the article. Hunter Biden's abstract art to sell for $5. Oh, page can't be found. They must be, speaking of money laundering, they must be laundering this whole, let me see if I can find another one. Are there really any? Here's one. Hunter Biden will reportedly meet with prospective art buyers. And this is one. Oh, that's interesting. You know, I'm sorry. Why is he selling how's this selling for $500,000? I mean, it's interesting. But Lord, is it strictly, well, like you said, it's money laundering here. Let's put the whole thing on there. All right. Anyway, let's go back to what we were doing here. Back to this New York Times article. Let's see. And his acknowledged serious drug addiction. Yeah, there's pictures of him sleeping with a crack pipe in his mouth, of course. Okay. Here, I'm just gonna get out of this article because now let's go to the lawyer for the mother of Hunter Biden's child says he expects President's son to be indicted. Well, I don't care about that. Let's go to the New York Post version because how did Rittenhouse get over here? We're gonna move him back over there. We're gonna go back to here. Let's see, am I in the right order again now? Oh, somehow this all got moved over. Let's move that there. Move this back over here. Because I want them in order when you get to the title. All right, let's go in the New York Post article here, though. Now that Joe Biden is president, this is an editorial, and I think this is very, very apropos. Scribe! What's up? Dawg Knight. Nice to see you. No, you didn't. I see you meant to capitalize that. Nice to see you, Scribe. All right, so here we go. This is, let's go to the New York Post version because this is an editorial. Now that Joe Biden's president, as in he's now president, not Joe Biden's president, but Joe Biden is president, the Times finally admits the Hunter laptop is real. And I'm going to fill in the blanks in this article, so you might hear some language that may not actually be in the article, but I'm going to embellish. Forgive the profanity, but you've got to be shitting us. Actually, that's in the article. They just put two little dash marks so you couldn't write it out. First, the New York Times decides more than a year later that Hunter Biden's business woes are worthy of a story. Oh, yeah, because remember, this was going on since 2018, and no, it just didn't have anything to do with Joe Biden. Then, deep in the piece, in passing, notes that Hunter's laptop is legitimate. Quote, people familiar with the investigation said prosecutors had examined emails between Mr. Biden, Mr. Archer, and others about Burisma and other foreign business activity. The Times writes, those emails were obtained by the New York Times from a cache of files that appears to have come from a laptop abandoned by Mr. Biden in a Delaware repair shop. The email and others in the cache, is it cache, whatever. How do you pronounce it? With a ch or a sh? I bet there's a lot of opinions on that. That were authenticated by people familiar with them and the investigation. Oh, authenticated. How nice. You don't say. You mean when the newspaper actually does reporting on a topic and doesn't just try to whitewash coverage for Joe Biden, it discovers it's actually true? Yay! But wait, it doesn't end there. In October 2020, the New York Times cast doubt that there was a meeting between Joe Biden and an official from Burisma. I'm going to put all these links. I'm going to open them all up. They're all going to be in here because this is from back then. Oh, I have to do an archive of this, though. Hang on. I'm sure this is archived, right? Copy. AR. Boom. Let me see if this is archived. I bet it is. I bet it is. Well, looky there. It's also archived. So they can't put it in the memory hole. Anyway, the Burisma. You remember Burisma? Burisma is the Ukrainian energy company for which Hunter was a board member. He was on the board of Burisma after having zero energy experience and I don't think he speaks Ukrainian. I don't think he speaks Russian either. I don't think he's ever well, like I said, I don't know if you can find it on a map. Good morning, Zombie Teddy, by the way. And Jaded Clay. Nice to have you. A Biden quote. A Biden campaign spokesman said Mr. Biden's official schedules do not show a meeting between the two men. The Times wrote, acting as a perfect stenographer. Oh, or would that be, what's the theme today? Misinformation? Misinformation. Yes, there's crackhead Biden. Yet, in the latest report published Wednesday night, the Times said the meeting likely did happen. Biden had attended the dinner in question. Funny how this works when you don't just take someone's word for it. In the heat of the presidential race in 2020, Times never missed a chance to cast doubt on the laptop, saying the information was purported and quoting a letter from former Democratic officials who claimed, with no evidence whatsoever, that it was Russian disinformation. As recently as September 2021, the Times called the laptop an unsubstantiated news, or called it unsubstantiated. Now, why was it unsubstantiated? Because of willful ignorance and the Times' curious lack of curiosity. Hunter's business partner, Tony Bobolinsky, came forward immediately after the Post reports and confirmed that the emails bearing his name were legitimate. The Bidens didn't even deny it was true. They just deflected with the media's help. Oh, the media, they were like a shield. They were like, Who's that? Who's is it the invisible girl in the Fantastic Four that can put a force field around you? That'd be a perfect meme of just having, what's her name? Johnny Blaze. What's the girl's name in Fantastic Four? They could just have a meme of her just putting a shield all over the Biden administration with all trying. Well, the reporters weren't even trying to get anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, why was it unsubstantiated? Because why was it unsubstantiated? Because the willful ignorance of the times and lack of curiosity. Hunter's business partner came forward. The Post reports confirmed that the emails bearing his name were legitimate. That would be Bob Alinsky. Biden didn't even deny it was true. They just deflected with the media's help, saying it was dirty. Saying it was a dirty trick or not a story. Mostly the press just ignored it. Sue Storm, thank you. That is Sue Storm, right? So now we're 16 months away from the 2020 election. That's back then. Joe Biden past the 2020 election, excuse me. Joe Biden's safely in the White House, and the Times finally decides to report on the news rather than carry the Biden campaign's water like they did back then. And they find that, hey, Hunter's business interests benefited from Joe Biden's political status in a suspicious degree. Oh, shocker. Oh, it's not going well in the White House if they're deciding to admit this now. But remember my timeline. Oh my God. I didn't even think about this. What's my timeline for Joe Biden being removed from the presidency? Either through his either gets sick or he just didn't feel well, decided to step down. What's my timeline? What did I say? I said sometime after January 20th, 2023, when President Harris will be inaugurated, right? Through a ceremony because of something Biden, right? Isn't this a curious time that they would start talking about this? You know what I mean? Now, and I'm just spitballing here. This is not a conspiracy. This is just my own personal opinion of how this is going to work. Because we've been always saying, how are they going to get him out of there? Because first of all, he's a mess, and they're probably tired of propping him up. I mean, it's like watching Mental Weekend at Bernie's. Okay, it's not like he's not like they're carrying him around, but they're certainly carrying him around. You know what I'm saying? Think about how long it takes the process to get, I'm thinking this is, they're starting the process, it seems like. Hello, Rockhopper, how you doing? Are you feeling me? You know what I'm saying here? Anyway, so here we go. Now, how did the Times, and they find out the, hey, but, how did the Times authenticate the laptop? That's an interesting question. It doesn't say. Now, unlike the New York Post reporting, which I'm reading an editorial from, which is detailed exactly how we got the files and where they came from, the New York Times, the paper of record, does just a little hand wave to anonymous sources familiar with the whatever, blah, blah, blah. Hello, Annalyn. What's up? And unacceptable views. UV's in the house. I'm changing your name. It used to be West, but now you're UV. Hello, UV. The Times just a hand wave to anonymous sources. Hi, anonymous sources. Can we use you again, and again? No facts have changed since the fall of 2020. They knew the laptop was real from the start. They just did not want to say so because it would hurt President Pudding Brain. There's never shame with these 180s. Sorry that we wrote a fact check that turned out to be bullshit. Sorry we wrote a piece claiming something wasn't a story and you were stupid for thinking so. Twitter banned the New York Post, one of the first newspapers in the United States of America that's still running, the longest running newspaper in America. The misinformation oligarchs of misinformation. Oh, did I say misinformation? The information oligarchs, the modern tech oligarchs of information, banned the New York Post for supposedly publishing, quote, hacked materials that were not hacked. The company's CEO apologized, but by that point, they had accomplished what they wanted. Like the Times, they cast enough doubt to avoid making their preferred candidate look bad. Readers of the Times have discovered in March 2022 that Hunter Biden pursued business deals in Europe and Asia, quote unquote, and may have leveraged his father's position as vice president to do it. And vice president just went along with it too. Right, big guy? Hunter also may have not properly registered with the government or declared all his income. All legitimate topics of discussion about a presidential candidate's family. No? Readers of the Post have known this since October 2020. We also have a much better sports section. Okay, that's him talking about his paper. We've authenticated it. And there's a crackhead Biden. So now, you know what's weird? Now I finally understand what the hell Joe Biden was talking about yesterday. Remember I played that clip and I didn't know what he was talking about because I hadn't seen this entire story. But in fact, let me see if I have it handy. I bet I do. Hang on. There was a clip of Joe Biden yesterday. Let's see. Let me find it here. Oh, I forgot about this one too. I meant to show this one yesterday. I don't know if you saw this tab, but I'm going to put it over here and save that one for the end of the show today. Let's see. Hang on a second here. It was this weird clip of Joe Biden talking about, you know, everybody has a friend who's had some pictures taken of them, and they've taken some pictures, and they were trying to. Was that yesterday? Or was that 2 days ago? But he had a weird thing about, you know, everyone has a friend who's had pictures taken, and then they wanted to blackmail them, and this and that, and blah blah blah. He was talking about the laptop. Do you remember that clip? Why can't I find it? Well, anyway. So yeah, that's the New York Times. And what's wild about it, the headline of this New York Times article, again, it's Hunter Biden paid his tax bill. Really? That's great. He paid a tax bill. Wait a minute. You mean the son of the President of the United States of America paid his tax bill? That's the headline. Oh, but broad federal investigation continues. And we just go in and we admit that remember that laptop? that weird laptop thing that we used to say that was bullshit, right? That's right. It was real. So it's interesting watching people react to this too. And what's funny is, okay, so this is so Twitter, puts this out. Twitter article details Justice Department. Here's Catherine Herridge. We believe this goes beyond the tax case. Catherine Herridge says on the federal. Well, here, let's hear what Catherine Herridge has to say.
We know.
Hang on, let's give you full screen on this one. So here's Catherine Herridge from CBS News talking.
There's a grand jury looking into this. Do we know if they're looking at more than just a tax case against Hunter Biden?
Okay, wait a minute. So The New York Times confirms the part about the laptop and all the other shit going on. Of course, you can't. Oh, you know, I'm waiting for Democrats to say, well, you can't prosecute him while he's president of the United States. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, anyway, Catherine Herridge.
In our reporting here at CBS News, we do believe that it goes beyond the tax case to something called FARA, which is the Foreign Agents Registration Act.
Yeah,
and it requires American
part,
citizens
Catherine.
to register with the Justice Department to say that they are working on behalf of another government's economic and political interests. If you think back to that period before 2016, FARA, if there were violations, it was seen as a paperwork problem, and people would be asked to regularize their records. But
that's what Paul Manafort went to jail for.
After 2016 and special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation, we saw a string of criminal charges that were brought for FARA violations.
Right.
So we'll see whether that amounts to anything that crosses that high legal bar in the Hunter Biden case.
Joe
That's
Biden
right. It stripped up other people here, especially in Washington.
Certainly has.
Oh, name them! Name them! Name them!
The years, and if anything, it's a costly and long legal process.
Is Joe Biden going to have to pardon his own son?
For certain.
It'll never go that far. Come on. Come on. He runs the Justice Department. There's no justice in the Justice Department. Well, I mean, just think about it. I mean, those guys, some of those people who are standing around on January 6th are still in jail, and they haven't even had a trial yet. It's beyond the statute that they're supposed to have a trial within 70 days, and they're not even in. They've been in jail for over a year.
Even if it doesn't lead to prison time or anything like that. Now, you said earlier this is a document-driven case. What do we know about the documents involved in this ongoing investigation?
Well, we have some insight here at CBS News, and we were able to obtain records that we believe came from Hunter Biden's laptop. We had these records in late 2020. And
what? We had the records in late 2020.
They do raise some significant questions about his tax strategy and also his intentions to register for FARA under the Foreign Agents Registration Act. The difficulty is that you can't have full context on these records, which not only included legal documents, but also emails, because you don't have all of the records. But what we can say is that the U.S. Attorney in Delaware has issued a number of subpoenas to not only get his internal emails, but also these tax and bank records, Ed.
Well, just go to the New York Post. They probably have all of them. They get them all, right? Kind of like Pokemon. Catch them all. Fascinating. Well, I'll leave a link to this one too in the old archives back here. Let's see what else we got here. What else they talking about? There's some new ones on here. Lawyer for mother. Some of these you can find in. Oh, this is funny because they also have an article. Lawyer for mother of Hunter Biden's child says he expects president's son to be indicted. You mean the hooker or the stripper that had the out of wedlock love child in Arkansas? This is Joe Biden's grandchild. Good God, this guy's a mess. And by the way, yeah, let's look at what some other people were saying back at the time. And I'll just give you one example. Politico. Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinfo. Dozens of former intel officials say, wow, this is dated October 19th, 2020. So this is what, 3 weeks before the election? 4 weeks? I don't know how long ago. More than 50. Oh my gosh. They wrote this, more than 50 former intelligence officials signed a letter casting doubt on the provenance, of a New York Post story on the former vice president's son. Oh my goodness. More than 50 former intelligence. Okay, I hate it when they put the subhead and then the first sentence is the same as a subhead. That drives me nuts. More than 50 former intelligence officials have signed a letter outlining their belief that the recent disclosure of emails allegedly belonging to Joe Biden's son has all the classic earmarks of a Russian information operation. The letter signed on Monday centers around a batch of documents released by the New York Post last week that purport to tie the Democratic nominee to his Hunter son's business dealings. Purport. Under the banner headline, Biden's secret emails, the Post reported it was given a copy of Hunter Biden's laptop hard drive by President Donald Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, who said he got it from a Mac shop owner in Delaware who also alerted the FBI. While the letter's signatories presented no new evidence, so they made they wrote this letter without evidence. Huh? Misinformation, anybody? Do you know her? Misinformation? They say that their national security experience had made them deeply suspicious that the Russian government played a significant role in the case and cited several elements of the story that suggested the Kremlin's hand at work. Without any, oh God, oh my gosh. If we are right, they added, this is Russia trying to influence how Americans vote in this election, and we believe strongly that Americans need to be aware of this. Now, this got a lot of play. This got a lot of play and a lot of mainstream, mockingbird media outlets that basically just, it's like, here's the White House, and then here's that same media. You know what I mean? Anyway, I wonder if Politico is retracting this yet. That's the question that this person asked. Republican Senate must hold hearings with all 50 of the people who signed the letter 3 weeks before the 2020 campaign. They all said Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. And they did. This is Richard Grenell, former Secretary of State. He did a couple things. The first outwardly gay member of a cabinet ever in presidential history. Not Pete Buttigieg, Richard Grenell. Anyway, let's see what he says here. Let's see. They all said Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation, and they didn't have a single piece of intelligence to suggest it. Hold people accountable for manipulating intelligence for personal gain. Now, someone here is replying to him, the New York Times story, which in part confirms the authenticity of the emails, is not inconsistent with the letter. No, it isn't. It's absolutely inconsistent. Because the New York Post said where they got it from. Okay. And it's kind of hilarious. Please share the list and make it viral. Anyway, so yeah, Richard Grenell, you are right, sir. They're all full of shit. Glenn Greenwald says it's been 24 hours since the New York. Brian Stelter's newsletter ignored the New York Times Hunter Biden laptop story, which is odd as he ran segments about it being right-wing disinformation. He did cover Meghan Markle's podcast though. So here's back then. He covered it then, and then now he's talking about Meghan Markle's podcast and his newsletter. Brian Stelter. Cernovich says, Hunter laptop story shows we are living at the end of The Big Short. Nothing happens to the bad guys. Now, not how this country works. We are occupied by a hostile regime. They got away with blatant lies. Now go fly your flag like a good boy. Yeah, like all the little Ukrainian flags. So yeah, these guys are so incredibly full of crap. They are so incredibly full of crap. So let's go. I'm just going to fly through a couple other examples of people saying this. This is the old Political article, obviously. The Blaze today, who says top tech censorship. New York Times makes bombshell admission about Hunter Biden laptop story. It once dismissed after publishing an explosive story about a laptop abandoned in a Delaware computer repair shop. The Post reported the laptop belonged to Hunter Biden, son of then Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, and explained the FBI had seized it in November. Okay, I don't know. Is this article even readable? Yes, it is. I'm not going to go through it because we already know the story, but there are some good memes and posts. Now, this is a good point. You realize that if the laptop story is true, then Joe Biden is inarguably a compromised president. We all realize that, right? Well, and I think the New York Times article in some way is timely in that it takes about 9 months or so to... Okay, I'm not going to even say that out loud. It's a conspiracy theory. That's from Cloud Hub on Parler. This is good. So, and this is, again, the Blaze's synopsis. The New York Times has finally admitted that Hunter Biden laptop story is real. What's the background? The New York Post ignited controversy in October 2020 after publishing an explosive story about the laptop abandoned at Delaware computer repair shop. The Post reported the laptop belonging to Hunter Biden, son of then Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, and explained the FBI had seized it in December 2019. Emails recovered from that laptop, which were shared with the allies of then President Donald Trump, suggested corrupt activity involving the Bidens and Burisma Holdings. Not just Hunter. Not just Hunter. A large natural gas company in Ukraine. When the story broke just weeks before the 2020 presidential election, the media immediately ran interference for Biden, working overtime to cast doubt on the story. Twitter and Facebook even actively suppressed the story on their platforms, decisions that essentially amounted to censorship. Oh, because they didn't want misinformation out there. Anyway, and then this is I thought this was kind of good. I'll just show you this in full. When it comes to Hunter, the turd doesn't fall far from the asshole. Well, that's cute. I don't know why I thought that was funny, but it is. All right, let's I'm going to finish up with question and answer, but this is a video that I wanted to show you the other day that I didn't show you. So, and this has nothing to do with Hunter Biden or anything political. This is just something I thought was cool. Now, if you can see this, I'm going to put this on full size. I need to make sure I mute the music, though. Oh, no, it's quiet. It isn't. It's quiet. So anyway, this is, and this, let me go back to here because I'll read the caption. Big fish. A 10-foot sturgeon, believed to be between 500 and 600 pounds, was caught, tagged, and re-released by a fishing guide in British Columbia. Guide Yves Beeson estimates the fish could have been more than 100 years old. This is a big-ass sturgeon. And this is so random based on what I'm talking about today. I guess I'm done talking about it. The President of the United States, let me say this again. The President of the United States is compromised and has a huge conflict of interest in Ukraine. And what's fascinating is now that Russia's attacking Ukraine, what else is going to come out? I mean, he's completely compromised. It's weird. And I was going to show you some other footage of press conference when Jen Psaki ran out of the press conference because people were asking her really tough questions about what we're sending to Ukraine. Because we got to be really careful. So, again, Ukraine's not a part of NATO. But what's going on there is awful for the Ukrainian people. I got it. But our hands, in some ways, are tied. Maybe not. Us sending weapons is just like enabling a war against Russia, but Russia's doing some bullshit. Of course, I think the oil aspect that Nate the lawyer brought up about a week ago is probably as much part of it as anything. Ukraine finding giant oil reserves in Crimea, which the Russians have already taken over, and eastern Ukraine, where there's a lot of Russian separatists. A lot of ethnic Russians live in eastern Ukraine. And now they find big oil reserves there. And now they are attacking in the west corner where there's also oil reserves. It's just, that's a coincidence that's hard to overlook, although it's weird. Nobody in the media is really talking about that. And then you got the big guy. Remember, because the Ukrainians made a huge oil deal when they found these giant reserves in eastern Ukraine. And the same thing in Crimea. And, that's when they took over Crimea in 2014. The Ukrainian energy companies made a big deal for producing and selling that oil. They made deal, I think with Shell or somebody. I can't remember which oil company. And then Russia took it over. And then now they're in eastern Ukraine, and the Russians are basically trying to take that over. And there's obviously many other issues. There's been multiple issues between the two countries for decades, centuries, maybe decades for sure, at least for 100 years, 100 plus years, concerning, where was Russia found? Where was Russia? Where did Russia become Russia? Well, Kiev is traditional. Isn't it that Kiev wasn't originally part of Russia or whatever? I don't know. So anyway, I hope you see this. Do you know Ukraine is not a sovereign state, no matter what you think you have been told? Isn't it? I don't know. There's just NATO, the National Association of Tech Oligarchs. That's hilarious. The truth is, no one knows what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. Both sides are full of BS propaganda. Well, they're the masters of propaganda. Remember, regardless if you think they're separate countries, in which they currently are, they're both part of the former Soviet Union, which was propaganda central. Okay, I'm done talking about Ukraine. I just know that our president if these stories about the New York Post and the laptop and the emails that came out of that, the biggest story is not Hunter Biden's taxes by any stretch of the imagination. There's a whole lot in those emails that we were learning about that made some of the former vice president's travel and actions while he was the vice president of the United States very questionable. And I don't know how much longer they could memory hole the things that were happening in those emails. Anyway, back to this giant fish, because that's what you're here to see, right? So there's this giant sturgeon in, I didn't say what lake they found it, but I know there's a lot of sturgeon in Lake Superior, and they get pretty big, but this is an incredibly massive fish. Check this guy out.
Check this out. This fish is...
In fact, I'm gonna take the sound up just in case. He's at the head of the fish. Now, luckily sturgeon don't necessarily eat humans, because he might be able to fit inside of that fish. But look how long that is. 10 feet long, 500-600 pounds estimated. That's crazy. That is a giant freaking fish. Holy smokes. Anyway, that's cool. All right, let's see. Before I leave, let me see if I can find anything else just to go out with. In fact, I had something over here bookmarked. What is this? I already talked. That's Catherine Herridge again, and I already did this. Well, maybe that'll be it for today. Let me see if there's any breaking news on Twitter before I go. There's my content strike. Fuckers. Not strike. It's not a strike yet. Okay, it's not a strike. It is. Right now it's an annoyance, but I am going to appeal it and say to them, look, this one line in a 90-minute live stream, is there any reason I couldn't just cut it out of the live stream, since that wasn't even a topic of the stream? It was a one-liner in an article that I was reading as part of a news story that is a throwaway line as far as the rest of the stream goes. So, and I don't think it needs to be, the entire stream needs to be taken down over one sentence. All right, real quick. If you want news, let's see. Russian missile strike western Ukraine city of Lviv near the Polish border. No casualties have been reported so far. They also did that theater, and that was weird because we talked about the bombshell under the theater that they pulled 100 and some people out of. This whole situation is very curious to me. We keep saying that the Ukrainians are fighting back, right? And they're having success fighting back, but then we keep hearing stories about the children, okay? And this is awful that that anybody's being killed for this shit. It's hard to tell what this is about. I mean, look, I say it's the oil aspect. Probably a pretty good guess, because fighting for energy, and that's what Russia makes their money off. And if there's Ukraine is making deals with oil companies to tap these huge oil reserves and starts producing a lot of oil, well, that again lowers the price of oil around the world, because that's more reserves that are being pumped out of the ground, and that's not good for Russia. So if Russia could control those oil reserves, it seems like a logical conclusion to make. I don't, who knows what's really going on, but these are two countries that they have their own history, and it's not part of our history, and we're not part of the war. So not taking a side is not treason against the United States of America. Asking for peace is not treason against the United States of America. Mitt Romney, you asshole. Anyway, no casualties have been reported so far after an aircraft repair plant in Lviv was hit Friday morning with several missiles. The city's mayor said in a post on Telegram, so they're still on social media. On Telegram, Lviv is close to the Polish border and has largely been spared from airstrikes, though nearby Yavoriv was hit with a similar attack on Sunday. Mariupol rescue efforts continued after a bomb hit a theater where hundreds of civilians were taking shelter. U.S. President Joe Biden will speak about the war in Ukraine with Chinese President Xi on Friday.
China is asshole.
In a meeting with Turkey's President Erdogan, President Putin outlined a list of demands Ukraine must meet before Russia's attack could stop, BBC News reported. And that would not be the sponsor, BBC Rentals, that often sponsors the show. Russian forces have, they just more on that. So if you want to get your update on Ukraine, it's there. Well, it's that time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say, it's been a lovely day, and please do not spread misinformation on social media, or you will have posts and other things taken down. Oh, and I forgot about this, and I'll just leave you with this. Leah Thomas, excuse me, is this is weird, because this is from 21 hours ago. Leah Thomas moved one step closer to becoming the first known transgender woman to win an NCAA swimming championship. Well, she's not the first. Now, she's not the first transgender NCAA champion, though. And that goes to the runner, who's a Division II runner. I can't remember her name. I'll have to think about that. Who her first 3 years in school ran as a man, and then changed genders, and then Telfer. What's her name? Something Telfer. Anyway, became an NCAA and was ranked like 500 and something in the NCAA in the event that she ran in. And then when she became a woman, she set an NCAA record in her event. So, and this is Leah Thomas. Actually, she's not only moved one step closer to becoming the first known transgender woman to win an NCAA championship, she is an NCAA champion. She is an NCAA champion. She won the 500-meter freestyle, and she is scheduled to swim in other events over the weekend. So stunning and brave. Good for her. I guess I don't know if I can say. I'm afraid to say anything because I'm on YouTube right now. But anyway, let's just say I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that someone who is swimming on a men's swimming team just 2 years ago, as a man gone through puberty as a man, with the lung capacity of a man, with the length of a man, with the strength of a man that may be diminished a little bit through hormones, but not much according to science. And now suddenly she is an NCAA champion. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to call it a day. Oh, I finally have a sponsor today. Thank you, Select a Boy, for sponsoring the show. I'm not that great at shilling, so I suppose I should do that. Anyway, Select a Boy, thank you very much. He says, this is the vax that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on. My friend, some people started taking it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue taking it forever just because. This is the vax that'll never end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started taking it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue taking it forever just because this is the vax that never ends. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I gotta go. But I appreciate you being here. Please, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button before you go, because I can see 29 people here now and 26 likes, but some people were here earlier and didn't do it before. So there's should be 31 likes when we're done here. Hit the like button. Share the stream before, during, after the stream. It helps no matter when you share it. And then also thank you for our sponsor today, Select a Boy. Thank you, sir. You get the bell. Oh shit! Wrong one. Okay, all kinds of buttons.
That's right.
And ends that.
Hammer time. Wow.
All right, there we go. You get all the buttons that I could find on a moment's notice. And also, if you're watching a replay, put a comment in the comment section. I know you're here. A lot of you do that, and thank you for doing it. I appreciate it, because I just like to see who drops in while I'm, not going live. So anyway, that's it for today, people. Time for me to go. My name is PDawg. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Almost didn't say this one. And during the outro, I will update the link to these news stories if you want to see them on your own or read the rest of them or so on and so forth. Everything I have linked will be in a single link in the description down below. Just before the intro ends, I will notify you when that has been updated. Good morning, San. All right, that's it. I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye. Bye. Have a great weekend. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.